Well, hello everyone. Today's Armoured Cable Day. So, as you could probably guess by the lovely view, I'm under the stairs. This is where our current electric box is. Breaker box. A bit old and battered and will need a replacement at some point. But that's how old it is I had to find that on the internet and buy a second-hand one. So I'm hoping it works. And then maybe in the future we'll have to get good old Sparky out to move the box possibly further up the wall somewhere there. So we might have to do a kind of an extension box which you can buy, which fits here and then joins all the wires to new wires which run up to the main box. So I've seen those, and that sounds like the easiest way to do it because I don't fancy rewiring the house while I'm at it. So the plan is this is the original wire. Get the focus going. Hello, I'm here. This is the original cable. It's like an aluminium sheath with just two wires in it, but all they've done is they've actually just tapped it into standard mains breakers, and I'd like to put this other breaker into where that little black blanking piece is, to actually have an independent supply down to the garage, which I can turn off if we're going away or anything of that nature, without isolating the whole house. So I know that comes out the wall there. I know there's nothing over here on the outside of the house, so the plan is I'm going to go through the wall here, drill a hole in the back of this and connect it to the side of the box. Then the armoured cable is going to terminate outside the house in this. If you want to see how I do the termination of the armoured cable, you can watch one of my other videos. Basically we'll go in here, the armour will terminate here, then there'll be the hole in the back. I'll have a piece of conduit running through the wall to protect the cable, and then the inner sleeve of the armour cable with the three wires will come into the white bit, into this, and then I shall strip back the inner sleeve and run the three wires to that breaker that's on that side as well. So hopefully that should be a nice, simple, straightforward job. And then that will give me the cable at this end, and then I shall pin it onto the house, down the veranda, and using the cable, support cable, that if you watch another one of my videos you'll see me putting that up, and then that will get it down to the breaker box that I'm going to install in the garage. So I've come prepared, because as it's a double skin wall house I need a big drill and a big drill bit. So I'm going to start with this one because it's a bit smaller, should be a little bit easier to get through, and then I need to finish with this one which is 20mm, because the conduit pipe is 20mm, so I might need to just run it around a little bit in the hole to make the pipe fit, and then that way I can put a bit of piping in there and the cable won't chaff on the brick or anything of that nature, and it keeps it nice and snug. A little bit of silicone sealant where it comes through each box will make it watertight as well. Okay, let's get on with the drilling. now go outside so I don't do too much damage to the wall. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I finished the bigger hole off on the outside. There was a little bit of blow on the brick, but not too much, I don't think, so maybe a little touch up or something, but I'm sure I'm happy with it. So when I get the grey box on the outside, it should do it. So I've pushed through the conduit, and there's a slight taper down, which is good, because then if any water does get in there, which it shouldn't, but if it does, it obviously won't want to run into the house. It'll want to stay outside in the and drain out through the grey box, because I'll probably put a tiny little hole in the bottom just in case any moisture gets in there, and it can drain out okay. So now the idea is I've taken this, I've put a hole in the back, and all going well, that will fit snugly over there, just like that. Push that back in, and then when it's mounted, we shall have a nice connection into the main box. There we go. So I shall just get that done, and then we can move on to the outside. Okay. Okay, so I very carefully put a hole just in the side of this, and then we have that, and I have a little tiny bit of extra conduit that I've put in here so that I can just tease that into there, and then into the main thing, which you can see. So you end up with a nice finish, and you can see daylight. So that's the plan. So now I just need to drill a couple of holes where the screws are going, and get this mounted, and then measure off and cut the other side, and have the grey box fit onto the other side. Right, I saved you the trouble of watching me drill two exciting holes in the wall. Right, there we go. Tightly screwed on. Whoop, dropped it, butterfingers. Little protective cap will be over there, and it'll be done. And I just brought in the sample of the armoured cable. So this bit will be terminated in the grey box outside, and this sheath is the bit that will come through this hole. And then I might strip it here because of that bend. This is quite firm, but it might be alright. So, but anyway, the idea is to get these three wires sheathed in the correct colours into this box to go into the breaker that will be fitted here. Obviously, this will be the last bit I do because I don't want to electrocute myself doing all the rest of the work. Okay, so I shall see you outside. Okay, right, here we are on the outside of the house. This is how this box is going to fit, and then I just need to cut the conduit now at this distance and screw this little box on. As you can see, there is a hole here. The armoured cable is going to come out of here, do a drip loop so that no water can run on the cable into here. So it'll come around here, and I'm hoping to go up the wall next to this mains electric in, and then come across down the veranda, along the wire into the garage. So that's the plan for now. So let's see how we get on. Okay, right, there we go. One box ready for the armoured cable. Right, this is the armoured cable. I want a couple of metres of it. So now I've got to terminate that in there with enough left to be able to feed through the hole round into the box. And this is going to bend like that and follow up the wall, then cross over, which will be the tricky part, and then down the house we go. So I'm just going to allow about this much for the thickness of the wall, and then a bit more to actually come into the box and obviously go to the necessary connections. So I'm going to give myself another couple of inches just to make sure. So this is my spot. All of this is going to be stripped back and the armoured removed. So let's get on. And there we go. This bit's obviously a lot more flexible. So that will go in the hole. Once this is in here with the gland, so I shall get that stuff, and then I'll come back to you when we're ready. That nips that up nicely. That's ready to come into the box. As in my other video, I recommend using these. If you watch my other video, I'll explain why. This here is for an earthing wire, which will come from the box inside. Because I'm not terminating the wires here, I can't just loop it in. So I'm going to bring a dedicated earthing wire from the main earthing strap in the distribution box to earth this, so that whole cable is then earthed. And that's why this nut system is very good, because you get nice little termination points all the way on the faces of the nut. So now I can just crimp this wire on, feed it through the hole and connect it up. And last but not least, there we go, job done. So next job now is to bend this up a bit and get some clips on the wall to hold it into place. So I'll pause you for a little minute while I get myself prepped to do that. Right, I don't know if you can see there, I did a little bit of off-camera work, just putting them up. I was having to stretch a bit, and I didn't think you needed to see my slightly oversized pot belly too much. Battery depleted. Right, well, mid-filming my battery went flat, as you'd expect when you don't pay attention. So as you can see, I actually did finish doing all of the wire, just tacked it along with those clips down to here, and I decided to stop for a cuppa so I could charge up the phone, ready to show you taking it down to there. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to be using these little metal clips. They're like cable ties, but obviously stainless steel so they don't rust. so we're just there at the moment. Got a little bit more here, and then we've got to get that cable in there somehow so that we're going through that bit down to here where the distribution box is. So once I've figured that out, I'll show you the next stage. Right, as you can see, managed to get the cable through okay. Actually wasn't as hard as I thought it might be, because very conveniently there is a nice gap in the garage to allow me to get that through. So the next plan is to fit the circuit breaker on the wall. It's already got the hole in so that I can make off the armoured cable. If you're interested in that, you can watch one of my other videos which show you how to make off the armoured cable. So next, just going to mount this so that I know how much cable I need, so I can chop off the metre or two that's excess. Okay. Right, so here's the finished product. Put one socket on there, and the plan is to probably put the tube in and put sockets along that way. So various places, probably go down to this wall here, then I might have to go up and over because I got other boards to do. So yeah, looking good. I'm pleased with that, and it's tested and working, so that's good. I did have to then, out of that top one there, that one there, that goes up and along the roof over to this side, and at the moment just feeds this, which is originally what the old cable fed to, because my sunny flow and other things are in here, and that's part of my drainage for the roof and so on. So if I didn't power that, it would flood the garage, and I didn't fancy that. So there we go, done and dusted. That's another job off the list. And then obviously extra electricity to points and stuff to run around the garage. So if you've enjoyed the video, a bit chaotic as it was, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you subscribed, and don't forget, if you hit the bell icon, you'll get notified when I pop up another video or 2 or 3. Okay, cheerio, and I'll see you later.